Hi friends, welcome to the LovenStamps studio. I'm Meg and I'm so happy that you're here to join me for a project. I have a card to share with you that is great for our 4th of July colors, so happy 4th to everyone. And we are going to use a stamp set that I actually hadn't used before, even though it is not brand new. It's a carryover. It's the Gone Fishing stamp set, and all these lures and fish and all kinds of bobbers and fun things are a really great card for all of those outdoorsy people in your life. So we're gonna make a fun card that features some techniques with blending brushes and masking today, and I think you guys will really like this. I'm going to show you a couple different examples of it, and the inspiration idea is that really you can use any stamp set for this technique and this exact layout. It's a really great one to add to your toolbox. So, hey Jean. Okay, I'm going to switch my camera down and we will get started here. Okay, so like I said, Gone Fishing, and we're going to go ahead and set this aside for a second, look at our papers here. So I have a basic white card background. This one is thick, basic white, and it is the one that I use when it's the thick cardstock that I use when I'm doing a white card base. The regular basic white cardstock is a little thinner, and I like the heavier version for my card bases, so make sure you score that. And then we have a layer here of the Night of Navy cardstock, so good colors for the 4th too. Hey Joan. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to give this an interesting background by using the Timber 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in here and run this through my die cut machine, and of course through the magic of television. I have one that is done already. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think you guys can kind of see that there. It's a fun and very nice subtle kind of background. It is one of the ones that I really love folder-wise for lots of sort of outdoorsy cards or sort of rustic look. It's one of those really handy folders. So let's go ahead and pop this on here with my multi-purpose liquid glue. I really prefer to use multi-purpose liquid glue when I'm using a embossing folder, especially a 3D embossing folder, because I want to make sure that this is really well attached. All of those peaks and valleys in the cardstock have a tendency to make it harder for the glue to make a grab between the two layers if you're using an adhesive that's not very strong. So I really love the multi-purpose liquid glue. It gets in all those cracks and you know it's not going anywhere. Hey Shar. Hey, thanks for sharing, guys. And then we're going to bring in our layers here. So I have my basic white layer, my cherry cobbler, my crumb cake, and we're going to add this to our card here. But let's go ahead here. I'm going to grab a piece of a Post-it note and pop this onto our card. Now this is the part you want to be straight, and I'm going to show you this technique here. So I like to start with my lightest color for this. So I'm going to start with crumb cake, and let's see, make sure this is clean. I'm going to swirl here to pick up color. I'm going to tap it once on my scrap paper, and then I'm going to swirl it onto my project. So swirl, tap, swirl. Swirl, tap, swirl. Swirl, tap, swirl. And I'm going to leave myself some extra spaces there because I want to go back now with my next color, which is going to be cherry cobbler, and add some next color. So grab my blending brush, swirl, tap, swirl, swirl, tap, swirl, swirl, tap, swirl, and I'm filling in some of the spaces around there. And then finally, I'm going to use my Night of Navy. And we're going to do the same with this one. Swirl, tap, swirl, and swirl, tap, swirl. We're going to fill in all of the swirl, tap, swirl, white space in between there. Okay, I can probably stop saying that, right? You guys get the idea? I just stuck my finger in there. Big time. Okay, so no worries. To the rescue, we have our Stampin' Chamois, and that is a great way to get some of that extra ink off while you're in the middle of stamping. You don't want to like take a break to go wash your hands. So let's see. Yeah, pretty well done there. Okay, I also have a whole bunch of cards to show you today with the new things from the on-run release that started yesterday. So remind me not to forget that for you guys. All right, so we're gonna do some collage stamping. I love to use the largest image first, and I'm gonna use just 3 of these so we're not quite so busy. I have the outlines from these lures and then our fish. And since the fish is the largest, I'm gonna go ahead, and he kind of needs to be like placed a certain direction. I'm gonna go ahead and add him first. And we'll just add a little fin there at the bottom. So I'm gonna stamp him so that he kind of goes off the edges of the paper. He's not like limited to, the being fully present there. And then finally, I'm gonna add this last little fly thing here. And let's see, there we go. Okay, so now when we pull this away, we have this kind of fun stamped background. I'm gonna stamp this one more time here to give us a piece to die cut so we have an accent. And I'm gonna grab our card base one more time, and we're going to stamp, we'll stamp our fish on the inside here. So this is probably a specific kind of fish of which I have no idea. So if you are a fish person, is that like ichthyology or something? I have no idea why I know that. Or maybe I don't, maybe it's flat out wrong. Anyway, this is a great fish stamp to just add inside our card. Oh, Becky said Germex works for getting ink off fingers. Yeah, that would definitely pull some off too. So, and happy 4th, everybody. Oh, is it a trout? I kind of wondered. It seemed trout-y. Oh, Joan says it's a salmon. Okay, well, we should have a vote or something. Tell me what you think it is. But whatever it is, when we pull off our Post-it note, we have the big reveal moment, da-da-da, where we have this gorgeous white space in between. And this gives us a place to put our die cut. So let's go ahead and get our little die here. You can see I've been making this card, so I have some washi tape already on. So we're gonna go ahead and run that through our die cut machine and through the magic of television. We have that done. And this is going to layer here for us. And we're gonna add a greeting, and you might not be surprised to hear that I'm gonna pull a greeting from the Thoughtful Moments embossing folder. So this is one of my very favorite accessories these days. I am using it all the time. It has a whole mess of really helpful greetings, and when you run them through, you get die cut and embossed at the same time. The other thing is that you can do custom colors. So in the past, you've mostly seen me do white cardstock with this and then color using my brayer for the edging. For this one, we're actually going to use pecan pie cardstock and pecan pie ink. So normally, I've shown this in a number of videos, so I won't show you the whole thing. I would ink up my brayer with pecan pie here, not with the Night of Navy, and I'm gonna fill the whole side of the folder, the side with the little Stampin' Up! Logo on it. And then I'm going to take my cardstock, oops, not yet. I'm gonna take my die and I'm going to slot it in there. It's just going to click into place, and I'm going to take my cardstock and layer it on. You really want your cardstock to be 5 3/4 or 6 inches at least to fit across here. The other thing to watch is do not get your cardstock into the hinge of the folder. It does not like that. And then we're gonna run this through our die cut machine, and what we get is a whole mess of really nice die cut greetings. So here you can kind of see these here. So I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna do Thinking of You here is a nice kind of universal sentiment. And we're gonna pop this, yeah, maybe I'll go with thank you because we have a big spot. I'll just do that. Okay, so thank you is gonna go on there. And then the rest of these, I just pop into a bag, usually a clear envelope, because I find that this fits really well in a stamp case. But you'll see here in a second that I have a whole collection of these in all different colors and so forth that I just hang on to. And honestly, when I go to make a card, it's really fast to grab some of these out of here and have them ready to go. So let's get our ink closed here before something else bad happens. And let's layer our card together. So I have some fun embellishments to share with this one. And we had a discussion about embellishments on Tuesday when we did our Maker Mornings with Meg episode. And we were talking about thicker gems and adding postage and so forth. And I think it was probably Sue pointed out that she likes sequins because they're a little bit flatter, and so usually you can get away without extra postage for mailing those. And okay, so we're gonna take this. Now I really like to add extra dimension and layers to our cards in case you haven't noticed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this panel. So I'm gonna show you some sequins that you might have overlooked because they're, well, I guess they're flashy technically. They're just, I don't know, they don't jump out. Let's see, we're gonna pop this on. And then of course we're gonna use a dimensional or two. I know, let's go crazy. It's the 4th we're celebrating with our piece here. And then I'm going to add our fly here as our last layer before our bling. Okay, so there we have. All right, so really fun way to make the most of like making these greetings show up and really giving our card a focal point. And then this is the sequins that I was talking about. These are the neutrals adhesive back sequins. This is only the leftovers from half of a package, but I love them. We have these colors here that are very neutral in palette, so you can use them very nicely with lots of different effects. And as I pointed out before, with the clear sheets, you can pull those off the backing and just sort of move that around on your project to see which color you think you like best. And I think I like best the gold, just to give this a little bit of flash. Some of those scales on those fish are really pretty and flashy. Let's see, salmon, trout, oh, trout, okay. Consensus is trout. So now we have some fun bling here with a little extra brightness, and then the inside of our card. So keep these neutrals sequins handy in your planning for projects because they match lots of things. And as always, there's a link in the video description for all of the supplies that we're using today. And I really appreciate your orders and your support of my videos. So with that in mind, I also have, I think I didn't put in the link to the video description, but I have a whole bunch of projects with the new online exclusives here to share with you. And they just arrived, so I'm gonna have to like unbox them as I go as far as the plastic goes. But let me pull the stamps so that you can kind of see what we've got here. And one of them even has a hybrid embossing folder. That's this Changing Leaves set. And if you're having trouble looking at these, they're a little tricky to find in the online store. And so I will put a link in the video description here as soon as we get done so that you can see where to find those. So let's look at these first. These are the cards that feature the Changing Leaves stamp set. So Changing Leaves, and then it has a hybrid embossing folder that you can use as a background folder, or you can use it with the dies to die cut and emboss leaves at the same time. So here are some of the card ideas I have for you. This one is by Susan Elise Morton, and she used one of the new vellums that's here. So this is actually a vellum layer, so you can see the beige showing through the back. This is the new beige color. I love it. And she did some brushing and sponging of this here before with her die cutting. So you can see the layers and the die cuts? It's really pretty. Here's another one. This is an inked embossing folder trick. So this is the same one that I showed you earlier. And this card is by Laura Bartow. And she inked her folder here just the way we did with our thoughtful moments, those greetings that I showed you. So she inked and then went ahead and embossed. And I love this here kind of along the edges is really pretty with this leaf folder in the background. So a gorgeous card there. This is my card from our demonstrator swap. So I used the folder in the background and then strips of this. This is the iconic something or other designer series paper, and it comes with different patterns for different holidays and so forth. So it's sort of a universal paper. So this die here, this oval, is also included with this stamp set. It's really pretty. All right, this card is by Leanne Greff, and she used one of those Spotlight on Nature circles, which are beautiful. and then a fun fold here. So just cut the corner on the front of your card to just give it a little extra interest, and then you have this here with the inside. So you can see how that would just be a really fun way to accent something special. That's a cool card. And now we have one. This card is created by Cindy Bauman. And actually, I have to tell you, Cindy is amazing. And she also inspired the card that we started with today. So this is the card that Cindy sent to me. And here, you can see she used sort of the same fold here. So instead of just having a regular fold, Cindy scored here the first, I don't know what this is, 1.25 inches, and folded this back. And so then here is the back side, and you can use this as a gift card holder. So really fun idea there. And this is super Hawaiian here to me with these florals and so forth. So I'm loving that. And then the last card I have to show with this is by Ann Clemmer. And Ann's card features, she did the stamping. So you can stamp and die cut this, or you can emboss, stamp and emboss or whatever. But this is a really pretty way to use this. And this is a piece of the Thoughtful Journeys Designer Series paper. And I actually love this. I've not seen this before, so thanks for this, Anne. I love the ombre color as it marches across here. So just a little bit of the interest across there is just a really pretty colorway, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right. Yeah, it is kind of an unboxing, Sue. You're right. All right. So that's the first round of cards. Let's look at the next round of cards. I'll get this picked up. The next one I have to share with you is the Iconic Imagery stamps and dies. So these are the ones I told you about with the Designer Series paper that goes with all the different holidays. And so there's snowflakes, there's leaves, there's fall leaves, there's summer leaves, there's hearts, there's stars, there's Christmas trees, there's candles. It's basically a celebration set. So celebrate, grateful. And then there are some fun labels in here, and then also some shape die cuts. And I have a couple of cards that feature these. So this card is by Janice Waitman, and she used one of the Christmas Designer Series papers. So I'll show you some of those papers here in a minute. They are totally worth featuring. And stamped a little tree. So this is a 2-step tree here. So you can see that she used that there. And then this one is actually die cut, I think right out of the Designer Series paper. So it's all ready to go. No stamping required. And then same idea with that little tree out of the paper. This card is by Sandy Rule, and she used it as a little embellishment here. And then these are all from the Iconic Celebrations paper. So this big strip of the plaid is Iconic Celebrations paper too. And this is a great way to feature sort of a patchwork quilt idea. And then these are the new embellishments. They're like something ribbon, metallic ribbon or something. It's really hard to see inside, but if you look really closely, they have like a zigzaggy ribbon kind of effect, almost like argyle inside the little element. They're really pretty. So, okay, so we have those cards. And then the last set that I'm going to show you is kind of a twofer. It includes both the Greetings of the Season stamps and the Golden Greenery stamps. And let me bring these in. I'll bring the papers. Okay, before I reveal this one, I'm going to go back to the Iconic Celebrations. I was right. This is the Iconic Celebrations Designer Series paper, and you can see it has candy canes and champagne flutes and hearts and fall things and Christmassy things. And I think those are some kind of like Christmassy berry. There's fireworks. Good for today. You could use this. Snowflakes. It's a sort of fall and winter paper. The dove there was good Christmas imagery. So lots of winter holiday kinds of papers. So good pair to have here with the Iconic Imagery. And you can see how many of those Christmas trees you could die cut out of here. A whole lot, because you get a whole bunch of sheets in there. So, okay. Are you ready for the reveal on this paper? It is just flabbergastingly beautiful. So this paper is the golden greenery paper. It's actually called Golden Season of Green and Gold. And it is gold foiled. You can see my scraps here. And it is very, very pretty. It has stamps and dies. And the dies on this set are super robust. There are kind of two sets of dies included. There are these dies here that are like the extra foliage dies. You can see I'm already saving those up. And then we have shape dies here that match some of the designer series paper images. Okay, we have a match here. I think this one is not. One of the greenery pieces is a match. Oh wait, no, maybe this one is. Yeah, this one goes. Okay, well here, we'll just look together. You can tell I haven't cut any of my greenery out yet. But some here, okay, it's not this one. And it's not this one. So we'll check those on another page. This one, da-da-da, does match. Does it match here? Not match here. These two, the bells do match. So this paper matches the bells, and then you'd have all those really pretty, gorgeous extras there. We have these pretty gold and cream foils. We have this gorgeous background here with the green foils, and then we have our paper foil, and this must be, here we go. This is the one that matches all of these three shape dies. So these shape dies also go with a stamp, so you can stamp in many instances as you want, but then you also can die cut here right out of the designer series papers. So these are just a treat. I'm really excited about these gorgeous gold foiled papers. And then let's go ahead and look at the back sides of them. On the backs, we have a whole mess of really pretty green and cream patterns here. So lots of choices for accessorizing or layering or things like that. So this is going to be one of those papers that I feel like I'm going to want to not cover up the back sides because they're so pretty. And then, as if that wasn't enough with all of these things, we have the vellum here to go with it. So this is the Graceful Greenery Vellum. And I'll just remind you here, when I open my designer series paper packs, I don't open the gluey flap because I don't like how it gets caught on everything forever. I just slit the sides of my paper so that then I can pull things out from the side and I don't have to worry about that gluey flap. So, all right, so can you see how this is vellum here? You can see my hand through, let's see, you can see our, we'll pull it out. You can see our stamp set and so forth through there. So really cool possibilities for tags. We'll come back to that. There's this one here, which is shimmery pearl white. It's very pretty. And then this one here, which is our extra greenery. And let's see, yes, hooray. This one does match the die cuts there. So you can cut all of those out. All right, so speaking of tags, the Greetings of the Season stamp set is also kind of part of this suite. So it's the greetings that go with Golden Greenery. And you can see I've already cut a whole mess of these tags. These are the fun shaped tags that go along with the greetings and you can use for anything. They have a really pretty dotted border to them and they're very elegant. So they go beautifully with these scripts. And I love stamp sets that use a scripty and a block print. So these give you a really nice effect and they match so many more stamp sets. If you have just script on a stamp set, it has to go with something kind of flowery and so forth. I really love the mix because it just broadens where I can use my fonts. So, all right, where I can use those greetings. Becky said the small berry dies cut out the gold berries and papers also. Ooh, okay. So these tiny berries here also cut out the, oh yeah, right here. There's my inky finger. Cut out the gold foiled berries from your designer series paper. And of course you can stamp them and so forth as much as you like, so yay. All right, and then that of course is the other half of all those dies that are included in this set. So it's a really, really great set. There are some cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries here that are beautiful. Also, these are sort of a metallic iridescent, and then these are a really pretty cherry cobbler kind of color. And then you ready to see some cards? Okay, so this one is by Jill Olson, and she says inspired by Elizabeth Price. And here's the front of our card with the gorgeous, this is the vellum here. So this is vellum here, this is vellum here underneath, and then she's used these strips of designer series paper here. So this is a really fun card fold. So this piece here is probably about 6 inches wide, and then it's gonna be folded or scored here at the edge so that this piece is gonna be 4 inches wide in total, which means it's going to be the perfect thing to put on our card. So when we were talking about our card flaps, so you can see that the background layer here, this old olive layer, is actually cuts and scored so that there's a margin on both sides, and then this piece here is a designer series paper bonus that helps to open it. So you'll probably see this card again for me sometime soon. This is a really pretty layout, and you could use it for lots of different things. We have another card here. This is by Amy Story, and she is a really clean card. I love it. She layered some of these blocks here. So instead of just having 3 strips, she used the die here to cut 3 different colors and layer those here with our bells. And you can see she stamped and die cut the bells and the greenery to go along there. This card is by Linda Bowen, and Linda did the background here with, this is the folder, this one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in the main catalog. And then we have the vellum greenery here that she's added to the card. And then she took that same die that Amy used here, and she just trimmed the ends of it. So you could cut small pieces or not. And then another one of these littles here. So pretty card there. This one features the designer series paper also. And so this card is by Natalie Travis. And the cut here on the front is cut also so that there's a score at both sides. And then this is folded down but adhered only at the top and the bottom so that you could have a place to tuck your gift card. Okay, so really pretty one here. I love the little butterfly at the end of the for you. That's cute. So this is done as a birthday wishes card as opposed to Christmas. And with the greenery and the gold, you could definitely get away with this as not Christmas exclusive. So, all right. I also have a last card to share with you. This one is by Jan McClurg. And Jan, it was the time of this same technique here for sure. So Jan also has, instead of scored in the center of her cardstock strip, she scored at one end and the other end to make a flat set here. And she's got a fun Christmas greeting there. Jan, thank you. The eyelet embossing folder is the one we were talking about there a minute ago. And this one with the gold foil in the background is a really, really beautiful accent and a way to set off the gold foil in the designer series paper itself. So really pretty cards. All right. So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas on ways to use some of these things. And like I said, they can be a little bit tricky to find. So I'll just pop on in a moment and add a comment with the link for the for those new online exclusives. So, all right, everybody. Well, happy 4th of July. Yay. I'm glad you guys like the cards. Okay, did I miss any other comments? Hello in Tennessee. Yes, you guys are really liking these. So, let's see. And one, Becky said her dad loves to fish and his birthday's at the end of the month. Well, how perfect is that? Lots of time. Happy to inspire. So, all right, everyone, have a wonderful 4th. I hope that you have good weather wherever you are. We have a very, very rainy morning here, but maybe it'll clear up by later. So, all right, happy pre-Friday. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. And I will see you guys back on Tuesday for another episode of Make Memories with Meg. So happy stamping, everyone.